Welcome to Charts Today. My name's David Linton, and today's edition for Friday, the 15th of October, comes to you from London. And we start by looking at the dollar index. Dollar has been sinking lower the last couple of days, so that is just putting us in short-term bearish frame, hitting a little bit of resistance here. But the key thing is we have made that 12-month high on the long-term chart. So dollar strength is still something that should return, and we've got upside targets there. That means the euro is weaker, of course, but where the dollar is showing its strength is against the yen, hitting the 114 level, and this tends to be a lead indicator for the dollar. So we would not be surprised to see dollar strength kicking in. Sterling sitting at 137 against that weaker dollar as well, so just seeing a bit of a resurgence there. And sterling against the euro breaking the 118 level, starting to look quite strong, potentially making the highest level that we've seen since March last year. Bitcoin pushing higher, just nudging the $60,000 mark. Once we do that, that will be news, of course. The key thing is we are looking to go higher here. So that is the key thing, is can we close the week out higher than previous levels. This is, of course, is my weekly, my daily, and my 60-minute charts, long-term, medium-term, and short-term view of the market. But the upside target's 40% higher for Bitcoin, so looking strong there. US stock markets surged yesterday, up 1.7% on the S&P, and similarly on the Nasdaq. So a real sign of recovery there, and the futures pushing even higher today, another 0.25% up on the S&P. So looks like the market is going to end the week on quite a strong note. That weekly candle showing up as the strongest we've seen for a good few weeks there. The VIX volatility is lower as a result, sinking much lower. And we see on the short-term chart the fear index is falling away. The FTSE future has little change this morning. The DAX in Germany and the CAC Quarante, not much of a change based on the move that we saw yesterday in the US market. A lot of it happened yesterday. Japan up nearly 2%, that weaker yen helping Japanese stocks, and the Hang Seng Index 1.2%, so looking strong for a bounce there on the cloud in Hong Kong. And the Aussie market up 1% overnight, so looking strong there as well. We'll take a look at the energy mix in a minute. Wheat continues to push higher. We're waiting for a breakout on wheat here, so we've got good upside targets all around. And if we look at gold, we've pulled back a little bit from that 1800 level. Just can't get through the $1,800 mark on gold at the moment, so still a little bit in the doldrums. Silver down nearly 1% this morning. So again, just struggling to hold the gains that we saw yesterday. US 10-year yields sitting at 1.65%, so higher this morning at 1.54%. So we're short-term bearish here, but the fact that we did make that higher high and above that previous high that we saw in September does suggest that we are still going to push higher. We've got these upside targets of 179 still on the cards, and we're keeping an eye on this Bund future, because a fall below these levels would be quite catastrophic for the German bond market. Looking at Brent Crude, we're at $85 this morning. We had a target here. Well, we've got multiple targets. 86. We were bullish to clients this week on Brent Crude, and we can see this is the daily chart. Good several few days of up movement, and we can see this week how we've just broken higher towards the end of the week. We've got these upside targets on the daily. 84 now has been met. 88 is the next target there. 88 here on the 60-minute chart as well. So that's quite key. Looking at US nat gas sitting at 574, back into that bullish territory short term. We had storage numbers out yesterday. Market didn't react too much on those. Looking at coal, little change this morning, but the recovery in coal is happening, and we look at emissions up 0.6%. We have managed to get back into bullish territory. Unexciting targets on emissions, but keep an eye on those 1-minute charts there. Gas is up slightly this morning. The recovery underway here. This is MBP here on this chart, and basically it's bearish below 205 and it's bullish above 305. That's simply the situation. That's a massive range, I accept, but that's what we're waiting for before we can make a big call on where gas goes next. Looking at TTF. Similarly, we're recovering here. We've got upside targets some 3% higher. So that's really what we're looking for at the moment, just hitting some short-term resistance there. Looking at German power, that's a bit clearer. We've got targets to 146, 150. So that's also around where we're seeing potential cloud resistance. So it'll be interesting to see that. But again, we've got to break really this 170 level to go higher, or the 115 level to go lower. We've got a massive range to trade in, and we could trade in this range now for quite some time. That's it for today. Have a great weekend. Until Monday, happy charting. See you then.